Will an LS3 stroker motor make the car of your childhood the car of your dreams? Tune in and see what happens.
Get those words!
Are you ready for this? I am super duper duper hooper super excited about today's car. I'm all fired up. You'll know what that's about in just a minute. Welcome to Bid Nerds, everyone. My name is John Polnik, your host, along with my partner Michael Deeb in San Francisco. I'm in Las Vegas. What's up, everybody?
Hey! Oh! It's Cars und Cafe SF, San Francisco, at the end of this month on July 30th, Sunday the 30th. If you're anywhere in Northern California and you're watching this, please come down to Brisbane. 340 Industrial Way in Brisbane. We'll be there from 7 to 11 a.m. on the Sunday morning. The Pit Stop Automotive, which is our host facility for Cars and Cafe, is going to open their doors so that we can, at the very least, use their bathrooms. But I suspect, JP, there are going to be some really effing cool cars on display that we'll be able to look at. Cars that are being prepared to compete at Pebble Beach will be in process with just a few weeks to go, as the finishing touches will be done on some of these really cool cars. So the Pit Stop, who was our host facility, we thank them in advance. It should be a really, really amazing time. And it's one of those things too, that part of Brisbane, John, is there's this big mountain range that's right behind it, right west of that. So it could be foggy over the airport. It could be foggy over San Francisco, and it could very well be sunny right over our car show. So the microclimate, and it's not uncommon in the summer that we could wake up and it could be like really warm and still. It could be a beautiful day. I wouldn't be surprised if at 9 a.m. it's 75 degrees and nobody's got a jacket on. It should be a really nice day. I'm super excited. So
I'm definitely looking forward to it being in Las Vegas. It is 115 degrees out. Cars and Cafe is still happening the last Sunday of the month here in Las Vegas as well. We are not moving Cars and Cafe to San Francisco. We are doing two. That's dos Cars und Cafe. One in San Francisco and one in Las Vegas, and other cities to be announced soon. There's another city on the West Coast that's definitely going to happen. And then I'll just go ahead and say it. The sister city of that city on the East Coast is coming too. So
I didn't know they were sister cities.
Happening.
That's very interesting.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah. I wouldn't think they had anything in common, like at all.
I know, right? It's kind of weird. But so we're excited about Cars und Cafe getting bigger, and maybe there will be a Cars und Cafe in your area. If you are a Porsche enthusiast, particularly a classic Porsche enthusiast, and you live in an area that you would like to sponsor a Cars und Cafe event, hit us up, man. Maybe we can help you expand Cars und Cafe all over the country. We would love to see these happen everywhere because it's a lot of fun.
Here's the qualifier. If your city has a professional football team but doesn't have a Porsche air-cooled Cars and Coffee, give us a call.
That's that narrows it down. Yeah, Topeka, Kansas, probably not a great place for Cars and Cafe, even though why not? We're down.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, if you're new to the channel, you're going, all right, I'm going to check this Bid Nerd thing out. We keep hearing about it, or they keep getting popped up on there. One, thank you for giving us a shot. What we do on this channel is we find the most interesting car of the day from all the automotive enthusiast auction sites. We make predictions about those cars. We'll go ahead and say, here's the car, here's all the things that we think are interesting about it, but also here's what we think is going to happen with that car's auction. And then stick around to the other half of the show, the back half of the show. We will show you what happened with the auction. We reconcile our poor predictions with the actual results. We have a time machine right here in the studio, so we can do that. And it's like The Price is Right, only with all the cars that you're interested in. So stick around, have fun, play along, put your bid in the comments below when we give our predictions, and that makes it even more fun. Michael Deeb, I'm very excited about today's car. This is definitely not a car that God and Classic would carry. God and Classic, God and Porsche of Las Vegas, they support us.
Oh, God
and Porsche, God and Classic of Las Vegas, they are big fans of ours, so we are big fans of theirs. So shout out to God and Classic, if you're looking for a classic Porsche or parts, they are the place to go to. Give Steve a call and he'll help you out. What's up?
This is a car that you and I wouldn't be surprised if we saw something like this in Gary's collection.
Absolutely. The owner of Godden Classic would absolutely
Mr.
own
Godden
something
himself.
like this.
If he had, like, if there was one of these at the dealership, it would be in his private collection. This is really cool. So JP, without further
hold on. Michael Deeb, I will say this too. This is a car that does not fit the Cars und Cafe profile, except that it does. So we would absolutely love to see cars like this at any Cars und Cafe in any city. Now take it away, Michael Deeb. What is the car that we're talking about?
Bring a Trailer, God bless them, found this 1977 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am. But wait, there's more. Our car is showing just 100 miles after its build, so it's really true mileage unknown. The car is located in New Bloomfield, Missouri, which is also home to the seller's business, GKR Motor Cars, and they're the ones that sourced this car and did this terrific build. What we're talking about is essentially, I'll just get right to the meat of it, it's a 417 cubic inch stroker LS3 V8 mated to a Tremec T56 5-speed transmission. And John, of all the parts I'm about to list, to me, the part that makes this car what it is are these incredible 17-inch snowflake-style alloy wheels. Underneath them are some Willwood disc brakes. There's a special rear end, a Curie 9-inch rear end with 3.70 to 1 limited slip differential. And then this car's got some coilovers, adjustable in the front, and like a cool exhaust. And the Recaro seats are really dope. They're black and beige and kind of go with the sort of period correct colors. There's an Alcantara steering wheel and a wooden shift knob. But, you know, to me, if you're going to build one of these cars and put oversized wheels on it, 9 times out of 10, the car looks stupid. It looks like a resto mod. This car, at a glance, you might not even notice that those are 17s, except that they are. And they look absolutely correct to the snowflake wheels that obviously Burt Reynolds and the whole Smokey and the Bandit thing made famous on the Trans Am. And then thus Trans Am themselves started making continuous special editions until the car finally bowed out. But the horsepower that this thing makes, I mean, I'm just going to guess that it's around 100 horsepower per cubic inch. So this has got to be at least 400 horsepower, JP. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't say what the horsepower is. That surprises
me. It doesn't. It usually does when the car is stock. But once you do a motor swap, they don't like to quote things unless you put like a graph. If you add like you took it to the dyno and you did a dyno graph, but there is no dyno graph included for this build, which is kind of a bummer.
It's like the first place you would take it, right?
Yeah, I would. I mean, that especially if you have the shop to build something like this, you'd think you would do that. But anyways, to me, JP, I've always loved that car, but these cars only ever came with 200 horsepower with the good motor and 180 with the bad motors. This thing's got to be making twice as much power. It's a 6-speed manual, and those 17-inch wheels and all the coilovers and all the stuff that they did. I bet you this car drives fantastic. And I got to admit, I'm smitten. When I was young, these movies were everything. Burt Reynolds was hilarious. The car chase scenes were epic on the big screen with, popcorn and the whole thing. These guys went out of their way to do a little Smokey video. I'm not going to knock them, but I'm just going to say, if you're going to bother to dress up and role play, do a little bit more and feature the car a little bit more. They had fun with it. I'm not taking anything away from them, but there's better videos out there. But the car is fantastic. That every shot of this car where you can see the face of the wheels gets me going. I love it. I think they did a really good job, and I hope this car does well. So, JP, I send it back to you. Obviously, I'm a fanboy. I'm surprised to find out you're a fanboy, but we are sort of the same age. And if you have red blood, a pair of testicles, and you grew up in the same era as us, this car had to mean something to you, and I love that you get a kick out of it just as like I do. So, John, take it away. What do you like about it? Is there anything you don't like about it?
Man, this car looks so dope next to my my black and gold backdate 911. I mean, it's like,
yes, it would.
That would be the perfect pair. No, dude, I'm with you 100% on these cars. They look amazing. They look the business, but they've always just been kind of terrible. I mean, if you ever drive one, most of them are automatics, and they're just sluggish, and they're big, heavy. Everything wrong with the American era. But, you know, the look is iconic. And, oh, my God, with a real powertrain, with a 6-speed, with coilovers, with the wheels. I hate resto mods. I hate them. There's nothing worse than some aging boomer that gets a Camaro and does some crazy lacquered paint job that, you know, with and they put some huge wheels on it that look like they spent $10,000 on wheels, but they look like they came from Les Schwab or, you know, the O'Reillys or something like that. These big goofy looking wheels that are not period correct. The fact that these are modern wheels but are period correct just makes it so on point. This is the way you do a resto mod. You make it look like the old car. You don't make it try to look like the new car. You know, have you seen those Corvettes? And I know you have. Those Corvettes that they basically take a fiberglass body and put it on, you know, like a modern C5 or something like that.
Yes.
But it looks like a 60s Stingray. And it's just like, dude, that is so flippin' lame. This is what you do. You start with the old one and you put the modern powertrain in it and all the accoutrements. I'm just, look, we say the word "it's like a singer" all the time, or the phrase "it's like a singer." This isn't like a singer at all. But if someone were going to singer a Trans Am, right, this is kind of the idea. And you got to love this thing too. It's T-tops. Come on. I'm all, you know, for all the Cabrio folks out there, screw you. This car looks so badass. Get your girl in there and get a cowboy hat and drive across the country. And, oh, man, I'm just loving this thing. The only thing I don't love about it is I feel like someone's going to pay money for this thing. Because I've never seen one. Oh, you know what? I got to mention too, that dashboard, the billet dashboard has been my favorate thing on these.
In gold.
Yeah, in gold. Usually they're aluminum. Really cool. Yeah.
Right.
So
yeah. In gold is awesome.
Look at that. That is so badass. If you don't like that, you don't like cars, shut the hell up.
And the Recaros, the backs of the Recaros are brown and black Pepita, like they're like a houndstooth kind of thing. If you could get a shot of the seat backs on the Recaros, they're pretty cool.
We'll get there, but so I don't know what is this thing worth? I mean,
all right, so
I mean, even one that's not resto modded, they've just restored ones.
The special edition Trans Ams, of which there are only a few of them. The real special editions bring serious money, JP. Yeah. Concourse version ones are like $160,000, and really nice ones are $60,000 to $80,000. Now, I don't know that they started with a special edition, but they made something that's better than a special edition, because this is a car I'd actually want to drive, JP, in every way. I agree with you 1,000%. But assessing a value on this is, I think, nearly impossible to do. What I can tell you is that our car is sitting at $50,000, and it closes a few days from as we're recording this. And that $50,000 is nine bids. So I'm going to give you two different scenarios. One, I wouldn't be surprised if this car just didn't get another bid. That could happen. It's unlikely, but it could happen. 50,000 could be the knockout bid. But I actually think this car is going to do really well, because the curb appeal, the icon factor of this model of car to the American public, and then with all the bits that are in there that make it something, like you said, that you'd actually want to drive, I think this car is going to do really well. So I'm going big on this car just because I want it. And I'm going to give it back to you, JP. I'm going to say $77,000 based on nothing at all other than it's a 1977 Pontiac Trans Am as the donor car. So I'm going to go $77,000, and that is what you call an uneducated guess. Where are you at? Over or under?
Man, boomers are dipping out of this market. They're retiring, they're dying. Cars like this typically hit the market nowadays because a boomer owned one, and they're, Z generation kids or even, Gen Xer kids, or, got the car and don't want it. So they're getting rid of it. But this car is iconic, right? Camaros and all the other stuff, it's like, all right, yes, everybody knows 60s Camaros and 70s Mustangs and stuff like that, but this car is from the movie, right? Everybody knows, doesn't matter how old you are, everyone knows Smokey and the Bandit, right? That is one of the most famous car movies of all time. So to be able to get this car with all the things that we talked about, I think there's a lot of upside on this car. I'm gonna go. What did you say? 75?
77.
77. I'll give you 10 grand. I'm going to go 87. I think this car could push six figures with this powertrain. I'm going to send this. Oh, hey, you know what? I just realized that. Look right above our heads, right? That's my Gold Spike backdate car right up there.
Yeah.
How badass would that be parked next to this? No, I'm going to send the link to Rami when we're done with the show. I want him to buy this car because I want to make Smokey and the Bandit 6, right? I want to redo that movie with this car. God dang, this car is badass. Cannonball, man. Cannonball. This is a car for Cannonball. What do you guys think? Is this car going to bring all the money? Is there some boomer that's about to die? Maybe he's on his second wife. He just got, his first wife. He's a widower. He's in his 70s or 80s. And he just, he went down to the strip club and married a stripper and is like going, I got 5-10 years to go and I'm going out in style. He buys this car, runs across living the dream. I want this car. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments below. See if you're better at this than us. Is this car going to stall out? Are we totally wrong? Is Deeb right that that might be the last bid? I just don't think so. This car is...
Yeah, I don't think so. It could happen, but I don't think so. And my initial reaction to this car was 85,000, and then I tempered my bid to 77, and you took the order right close to my original bid. So I'm really curious to see what this is going to do. And 100 grand could be in play all day, JP. I think you'd have a hard time replicating it for the money. So
no way. So, not a chance you can build this for that. No flipping way.
Nice job. Really good job to the guys at GKR Motor Cars in New Bloomfield, Missouri.
Does it have AC?
Oh, good question. I think it does.
Find out over the break, because if it does,
it does. Air conditioning, power windows, and of course the T-tops.
Sending this to Rami. I mean, Rami, basically his outfit is, he's always wearing full top to bottom. He looks like a extra on Chris Angel's, show. He's just got all the leather and stuff like that and the big boots.
Yeah,
this car is
Gene
totally
Simmons. Yeah, Gene Simmons boots. Yeah, totally.
He needs this car in a big way. All right, let us know what you guys think in the comments below. Plug in your bid. Hey guys, I gotta tell you about our friends Godden Porsche of Las Vegas and Godden Classic. If you're looking for a new Porsche or a classic, you gotta call our friend Steve at Godden. Save yourself the hassle of screwing around with all the auctions like we always talk about, and just talk to Steve. He'll find you the classic Porsche you're looking for. Godden Porsche of Las Vegas. Okay, we are in the future. Welcome back. Thanks for hanging around, guys. It's the Bid Nerds. It's been a long future. We were gone for a little bit of a week there. Sorry about that, guys. Michael Deeb you were a little under the weather.
Oh man, I was way under the weather. I was buried by the weather, but and then I came out and everything was great. And you guys showed up. You and Chef came out from Vegas, and we did Cars und Cafe.
The inaugural event in San Francisco. Yeah, that was great.
I've been telling anybody that'll listen that I'm obviously really good at throwing car shows because I nailed it on my first one, and it took you 6 years to figure out how to do it.
True,
so I'm the genius, and obviously you have a lot to learn. The trick, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to do a successful car show, is to find somebody that's been doing it for 6 years and have them help you throw it. Bingo. Piece cake.
Nice work.
The first one was outstanding. The good news is Rafi, who owns the Pit Stop Automotive, which was our host venue, was very pleased with the turnout and the way everybody was and how it worked out. And so, as long as we pandered to the host a little bit, I think we're in good shape.
And he showed up kind of late when it was winding down.
I didn't, honestly, sometimes it's like he like just stays away from these things. I
Yeah.
was just totally impressed that he showed up while within the hours that the show was scheduled to be on. And that was great because, a handful of the guests were there because he was the host venue and they know who he is. And so as soon as he showed up, he was talking to clients and friends and all that sort of thing. So it was just really cool. So shout out a couple people we can't miss. Shadi, thank you so much, Shadi, for inviting so many of your friends in the Porsche community in the Bay Area. And thank you for bringing the donuts. That was very, very sweet of you. To Chef William for coming out to Vegas. Literally no skin in the game, just came out to be a good friend and have a lot of fun. And so it was great to hang out with him over the weekend. And to Yuri Sinakis, my cohort and co-host in all things fun car stuff in the Bay Area. We try to hold the flame for the Vegas crowd in San Francisco. So that was just really fun. Yuri has the keys and unlock the door and help talk to everybody and just, set up and clean up and the whole shebang. So it was just really, really fun. So to everybody that made it out, thank you so much. We had a blast and the cars were great. The people were fun. The weather was perfect. Gosh, I hope they're all like that. Is that what I can expect, John? Is it really
so.
this
well,
easy?
It's just outside of the city, so it's outside of that like fog layer or whatever. So it was pretty nice. It was actually kind of warm. I got a little bit of a sunburn on my neck, but that's probably from driving around that convertible all weekend that we rented on Turo. Chef and I rented the two crappiest Porsches you could get on Turo.
With manuals.
Yeah, but they both had manual transmissions, but boy, they were used up. We had a great time anyway, and we got to eat at your restaurant. It was a great weekend, great time at Cars and Cafe. Congratulations for pulling that off in first try. So hopefully even bigger, better episodes to come. All right.
Join us on Sunday, the 27th of August for Cars and Cafe San Francisco version 2.0. I already know the date because I had to order the coffee.
There you go. The last Sunday of the month in San Francisco, and also, as usual, in Las Vegas. Mikey held down the fort here in Las Vegas, and they had a great show, even though it was a gajillion degrees, too.
Ortiz's SC in chiffon got the center spot. I saw that. Yeah, very nice.
Spot. Yeah, would have matched your car. Yeah. And it's funny because your car got the hero spot at your show. So the chiffon was the color.
Yes, it was.
All right, so today's car is not a car that you would necessarily expect to see at a Cars and Cafe. This car that
I'd love to see it, though.
This TA, but this is absolutely the kind of car that we would welcome at the show. People think that a lot of times that we're just Porsches or just Euro, that we don't want any American muscle. And honestly, the American muscle probably isn't really the right thing for our show, but this TA is all the right special sauce. It's the right vibe. What happened? Did this car get across the country and get a finish line and get the big money, Michael Deeb? What happened?
I think you could say this car did all right. 1977 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am with the big old LS3 stroker motor and a Tremec 6-speed. The 17-inch snowflakes are my favorite part of the car. It's also got Recaros. JP, it was at 50 grand when we were looking at it, and I said 77,000. You took the over at $87,000, and I knew I was in trouble. I was like, uh-oh. I don't know if you peeked and looked ahead, John. Our car did sell, and it did get some bids, 51 of them to be exact, because that's how many it took to get up to $145,000. Or to put it in bid nerds terms, twice as much as Deeb's bid. So, John, when you say we're just a couple idiots, don't listen to us, we don't know what we're doing, I cringe and I take offense to that. And then these things happen and I'm like, oh yeah, he's right. We don't know what we're doing. I mean, 145 grand. Look, I know you couldn't replicate it for the money because they definitely put a lot into this thing. But I did not expect it to go to $145,000. I actually, at $145,000, I think you could build one of these. You would take some time, but man, 145 grand. JP, how shocked were you when you saw that result, or did you just hear it now?
Yeah, no, I was actually watching because I was like, oh man, this car's so cool. This is the kind of thing. I put it out to one of our friends, Rami, tried to get him to buy it or at least pay attention. And I think even he probably would have dipped out once it got into that, 6-figure range. I actually kind of thought it would make 100 or darn near 100. Playing our little game, I didn't want the spread to be too great, but I didn't think it was going to make 145. Nearly another $50,000. So this car is that cool. I don't know if I've ever personally wanted an American car as badly as this one. This really is something cool. With all the right vibes. So yeah, congrats to whoever got it. I hope we get to see this car ripping around on the road. Maybe someone will make some videos. If you are the person who bought this car, let us know. We would absolutely make a Rami Show episode out of this car for sure.
Yeah, GKR Motor Cars in New Bloomfield, Missouri. Not only are they the seller, but I believe that they are the people that built this car and then put it up for sale. So congratulations to them. You know, it looks like a couple of friends that it looks more like a hobby to them, and they had a lot of fun with it, making a video and the whole shebang. So congratulations to them. I hope they come up. I hope they do the General Lee or Starsky and Hutch's car next or something. Like that'd be. Keep going, guys. If you guys are onto something, go for it. Like I think this is great. Do the Scooby-Doo van or the A-Team van or something.
Well, the official Golden Knights hockey team car is a Lotus Evora GT that Vegas Auto Gallery had wrapped in like black and gold. To make it the official car. And, it's a nice car. In fact, you can win that car at Vegas Auto Fest this year. Watch the latest Rami Show episode. You can find out how. This car is legit black and gold. This car is the car that should really be the Vegas Golden Knights car. I mean, riding around with the T-tops off with one guy with the Stanley Cup out of the one side and the other guy. I mean, come on. This is the car. This car belongs in Vegas, just burning rubber down the strip. This thing,
100%. Yeah, I'm behind that too. That would be amazing. Absolutely amazing.
All right, guys, what do you think of the results of this truly bitchin' Trans Am? Far more bitchin' than any Camaro that has ever existed.
I'm be curious to see when we post this what everybody's bids are on this one. I'll be really curious to see if anybody
did anybody any of the other guys.
Did anybody interrupt before we gave our bids and go well over $100,000 on this one, and then we came in like conservatively under $100,000 and see if somebody in the herd really saw this coming, because that's
anybody,
it's
gonna be Anthony result. Man, he keeps getting he is like Yahtzee adjacent lately on every one of his bids. He's gonna replace both of us. We should just have him do the show and be done with it.
Well, we'll sell it to him for like $1 or a pack of gum or something.
Yeah, something like that. All right, I think we sent him the wrong hat. I think Rochelle sent him Ross's stuff and Ross got Anthony's stuff. So sorry about that, guys. We'll send you more stuff.
Whoops.
All right. Thanks for sticking around, guys. Hit the subscribe, like, and notification button if you haven't done it already. And stick around. Come back tomorrow for another episode of Bid Nerds, Daily Nerd on the most interesting car of the day from all the automotive enthusiasts. Bye.